Mackenzie Marchant. I work at Summit Sports and Health as an attainment specialist. So what that means is I meet people where they're at in terms of their health and wellness, and I help them set goals, both short-term and long-term, and I help them overcome any barriers they might be facing in achieving those goals and learn strategies in order to achieve them for the long term. So a typical week for me is meeting with clients. We meet both in person and online, whatever the client is comfortable with. And we basically just talk about what their week was like. We talk about the challenges that they might have faced, what went well, what didn't, and we reset goals. So it's constantly a pattern of setting a goal, seeing how that went, setting a goal, seeing how that went, and then I'm always in the back of my mind making sure that these short-term goals are aligning with longer-term goals, whether that's increasing physical activity or reducing sedentary time, whether it's to help with sleep or dealing with chronic pain management. So it looks different for each and every person, but a typical day or week for me is meeting with the client and then fulfilling that pattern. I've always had an interest and a passion for physical activity and an active lifestyle, and I've also always had a passion with helping people. And that led me to apply to kinesiology right out of high school because I just wanted to learn more both about myself and my relationship with activity, but also other people, how the human body works. I was so interested in all of that. So I actually did my undergrad in clinical exercise physiology. So I did more anatomy, how the body works, the physiology behind mechanics. And then I started teaching fitness classes, and I was able to really easily apply what I learned in my first degree in that clinical exercise physiology, how the body works, how to improve in the functionality of it. But what became more interesting to me was how people were consistently coming back to these classes and how they were able to overcome schedule changes or whatever challenges they may have faced in order to make it to that class. So the psychology behind exercise became really interesting to me, and so I actually changed my focus into exercise psychology. And so after that, I applied for a Master's of Science in Kinesiology, and my focus is exercise psychology, so I completed that. I looked at how people maintain behavior over time. And then from there, I wasn't done learning, so I decided to pursue a PhD, and that's what I'm currently in right now, is a PhD in the College of Kinesiology still, but I focus on exercise psychology, so how people are able to self-regulate their behavior and, again, overcome those challenges in order to be consistent with their activity. This is a relatively new field. I'm actually the only person I know with this specific job, but I, along the way of my education and experiences, saw this gap where people wanted to start a health change but didn't know how, and didn't know how to make it sustainable over time. So it's easy to look things up on the internet, but without the guidance of somebody right there with you helping you, I always felt like it wasn't enough and people need that support. So I pursued education and experiences that would give me experience within that, within knowing what it takes to pursue a goal, within knowing what challenges people might face and how to overcome those. And to pursue long-term life changes means that you need to have a buddy there with you, and I felt like I could be that for somebody. I love challenges, and I love meeting people where they're at and helping them improve wherever that might be. Wherever they want to be, I love getting them there, and I love that every person that comes in to see me is different, has a different background, different experiences, and ultimately I love the feeling of them acknowledging that they've done what they set out to do, and it drives me to learn more, it drives me to improve on what I know so I can better help them in the future. In terms of how to pursue a career in this field, because it's so open, because I completed kinesiology and I have friends and peers who went into medicine, who went into chiro, who went into physio, all of those things. I think in terms of finding a career, you need to find something you're passionate about. You need to find an area where you care enough to endure education and experiences that aren't always positive, but in the end of the day, you're going to find something that you love and that you can pursue long term. That's what's most important about it. And for me, a lot of the time I felt like worried that I wasn't going to find something that I loved because I hadn't seen it before. I didn't see a job that was exactly what I wanted it to be, but because I was so passionate about the area, I was able to just continue on and gain those experiences, and ultimately it filled that gap that I saw in people's support. And because I love to be alongside people as they improve throughout their life, it was a perfect match for me to apply research and knowledge and practice that I've learned through my education with my experiences as being an exerciser myself, and help people along the way as they pursue those exact same things. I would say you don't have to have it figured out right now. You don't have to have it figured out when you apply for university, and you don't have to have it figured out when you get in, if that's something that you want to pursue. I've had many friends who've started in nursing, switched to kin, started in business, switched to nursing. I've had many people who don't know what they want to do, and that's the great thing about finishing high school, is you start to make those decisions, and along the way, remember to just take it all in. Even if you make mistakes, even if you start something and it's not the right fit, be honest with yourself and know it's not feeling right, it's not jiving with what I want to do and with what my passions are. You're going to work jobs that you don't love, but it's all experience. You get to learn how to work with people, you get to learn how to resolve conflicts, you get to learn how to deal with people who you might not get along with. And those are all things that will help you no matter what position you end up in, no matter what field you end up in, is just learning how to deal with people and being open to experiencing all of those things.